Hi, this is the instructional video for 3A, which is the phases of moon simulation. This activity is supposed to be a challenging, thought-provoking activity. This is going to require some deep thought. This isn't a memorization. This isn't just recalling vocabulary. This is actually applying and thinking about what you already know about the moon and moon phases. So this should slow you down. This should be something that's difficult and challenging. So I'd like to go through it and talk about it. So the objectives are that you understand the difference between waxing and waning, not just the definition. That you understand the difference between a full moon and a new moon, and you don't just regurgitate the definitions, you can explain the process. You can explain why we have different phases of the moon. And you can actually predict. If I give you one phase, you can predict what's going to happen. And in order to be able to predict what's going to happen, you need to kind of understand all of those things we just talked about and be able to apply them and make a prediction that is accurate. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to the simulation. It is a link. The link will be on Google Classroom. And you're going to play it for 5 or 10 minutes first. And just watch it and observe it and see what's happening, what patterns are happening, what is repetitive. Kind of think about waxing and waning. Think about the phases of the moon. Think about full moon and new moon. Think about why we have phases of the moon. And think about if I stopped it on one particular location, can you predict what's going to happen next? You're going to need to familiarize yourself with some parts of this simulation before you actually start. So you need to be able to launch the lunar phase simulator. So make sure you can find that button. You're going to need to know the main panel has a sunlight, the earth and the moon, and the earth and the moon can be dragged with a mouse. Below it, the main panel, there are animation controls. The moon and the earth can be dragged. The moon phase panel shows current moon phases. Drop-down menus will jump you to a predefined position. The horizon diagram panel displays the point of view of the observer, and you are a second observer looking down on that observer. The observer's horizon diagram can be dragged to allow you for the most convenient viewing orientation. The sun and the moon on the globe can be dragged around. The diagram options panel, the side angle option shows the Earth, Moon, Sun angle. The phases are technically defined in terms of the angle. So play around with those. Make sure you understand those because the directions to the simulation are given with those ideas that you understand those panels and things can be dragged. Okay, so use a simulation to answer the following questions and make sure you restate the question in the answer and you use complete sentences. Okay, which side of the moon, right or left, is illuminated during the waxing phase? And this is as you are standing on the sun looking at the moon. Okay, so pretend like draw a little figure of yourself looking at the moon or looking at the moon from the earth. Which side of the moon, right or left, is illuminated? Illuminated means lit up during the waning phases. What is meant by the term waxing and what is meant by the term waning? Those are basic definitions. We see only one side of the moon. Does that moon rotate on its axis? If it takes 29 days for the moon to complete one lunar cycle, how long does it take the moon to rotate about its axis? So as you can see, I'm running out of time. I only have 5 minutes recording. If you need more explanation for the rest of the questions, email me and I will make a second video and post it. Thank you.